welcome to the special evening HCL Gold Monks Reunion Hyderabad 2024. Aha! Isn't it feeling so excited to see? Of course, yes, to recalling all your memories. I request each and every member to please come forward and have your seat according to the year you have joined. Once again, a hearty welcome to all the HCL Gold Monks. Here is a celebration of 5 decades. Isn't it exciting, Sandeep? Yes. 5 decades of celebration, yes. We are going to have a few more women ahead, which are going to cherish our old memories. So let's tune to the music, wonderful, of that era. Now we request one of our singer with us.
Good evening everyone, hope you all are enjoying the journey. My name is Raksa and I'm going to perform some Tollywood and Bollywood for you. Can I request all of you please, can you have your seats please? I would like all of you to be seated. I will start with a beautiful number.
Just to join this wonderful evening. A very good evening to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the evening of nostalgia. So I request all the ladies and gentlemen to come forward and have your seat according to the year marking. So delighted.
You never told me I worked in HCL Frontline in Life.
Which were put on fire.
I think Union Bank, my father-in-law did with Union Bank laptop financing.
The HCL Gold Monks are known for value creation, people-centric, and socially responsible.
After 20
We are
years,
fortunate this evening to have the co-founder of HCL, Dr. Ajit Chowdhury, and awardee of Padma Bhushan and chairman of EPIC.
I know.
Along with him, we have Mr. Ravi Tambuchetti, who have been the reason for success, the Southeast entity, through his mentorship. Please put your hands together.
My God.
Get ready for an unforgettable evening filled with joy.
Fantastic.
Nostalgic evening
What
of
a great,
HCL Gold Monks reunion.
Opportunity to meet
In
so
this
many
historic place of Hyderabad, known for Nizam and anyone? Known for Nizam and
Hi.
NTR.
Oh, good to meet you.
Thank you.
I
I
actually called
request
up
all of
suggesting.
you, ladies and gentlemen, to have your seat according to the year marking.
his wife is not here. She was awarded.
We are celebrating the 5 decades of HCL. All the cherishable moments.
Acha, acha.
We are here to recall the past
I was asking you, why are you not here?
and look forward to the beautiful future. Let us have a memorable evening of reminiscing, reconnecting, and celebrating our journey. This reunion is a special opportunity to catch up with all gold monks and reflect the achievement we had over the years. Every monk is a champion in his own way and champion at his heart. Monks Reunion 2024 in the historic place of Hyderabad, a place of Nizam and NTRG. Every monk is a champion and a champion at heart, isn't it? Yes, he's a champion in his own way. All monks are connected with HCL. Every monk has HCL DNA. Do you agree? Yes. If you agree, then put your hands together and clap for ourselves for HCL. Yes, every monk has a HCL DNA and all of them are excelling in their life. today. Isn't it an excited moment? Thank you, one and all, and I give you a hearty welcome once again to all the HCL Gold Monks. Are you ready, guys? Mr. Arjun Malhotra and Dr. Ajay Chowdhury once again give you a hearty welcome. Once again, I request everyone to have your seat according to the year so that you can cherish your golden moments and recall all the cherishable moments. Here we go, HCL's Gold Monks Reunion Hyderabad 2024. The memories which can recall your moments, the memories which can make a smile on your face. Let's be present, attention please. Ladies and gentlemen, attention please, here we go. For this one wonderful golden moment, HCL Gold Monks, here we go. You can recall all the golden moments along with this. Here we go. You can recall all the golden moments along with this 5 decades of HCL then. Here we have to recollect some more memories.
रिम झिम हैदराबाद रिक्षा वाला जिंदाबाद मूडु चक्रमुलु गिर गिर तिरिगिते मोटरु कारू बलादूर रिम झिम हैदराबाद रिक्षा वाला जिंदाबाद అటు చూస్తే చారుమినారు ఇటు చూస్తే జుమ్మా మసీదు అటు చూస్తే చారుమినారు ఇటు చూస్తే జుమ్మా మసీదు ఆ వంక అసెంబ్లీ హాలు ఈ వంక జూబిలీ హాలు తళ తళ మెరిసే తళ తళ మెరిసే హుసేను సాగరు దాటితే సికింద్రాబాదు रिम झिम हैदराबाद रिक्शा वाला जिंदाबाद
Wow. Audience 4, you want to go for one more time or else we can continue? Repeat.
రిమ్ ఝిమ్ హైదరాబాద్ రిక్షా వాలా జిందాబాద్ మూడు చక్రములు గిరగిర తిరిగితే మోటారు కారు బలాదూర్ అటు చూస్తే చారుమినారు ఇటు చూస్తే జుమ్మా మసీదు ఆ వంక అసెంబ్లీ హాలు ఈ వంక జూబిలీ హాలు తళ తళ మెరిసే హుసేన్ సాగర్ దాటితే సికింద్రాబాదు రిమ్ జిమ్ హైదరాబాద్ రిక్షా వాలా జిందాబాద్
Here we move. We have a message by Ajay Singh ji. Mr. Ajay Singh could not join us today. We have a message from him.
A very good evening to all old monks and greetings from Mumbai. For those who don't know me, I am Ajay Singh, a former HCL soldier and now old monk. There are perhaps very few people in HCL who have spent over 12 years as a part of the Hyderabad office. Of my 17 years in HCL, I spent 12 years as a part of the Hyderabad area office and then the extended Southeast business entity. Joining as a senior sales executive in 1983 to heading the entity were some very precious moments of my life. The original 1983 Hyderabad team was self-styled as the Four Musketeers: Sudhakar, Bala, the late JTVS and me. My last 2 years as the head of the truncated Southeast entity before I moved to Bombay were the most memorable as we surpassed our booking, billing and collection targets for 2 consecutive years in succession. This was thanks to having the privilege of leading a great team and being supported by the encouraging Ravi and the strong backing from Ajay. In 1995, it was time to say goodbye to Hyderabad, my personal and professional home. If I were to write the story of my journey at HCL Hyderabad, it would be titled From Aspiration to Success. We aspired to be among the big boys at HCL, like Delhi and Mumbai, and I think we found our place at the high table. Everyone worked with a great sense of camaraderie and responsibility towards the success and glory of HCL. We lived and breathed HCL. I believed my professional DNA was cast here. I deeply regret that due to some unavoidable circumstances, I cannot join the fun today. I want to thank all the wonderful people at HCL Hyderabad who I had the opportunity to work with and look forward to catching up with you in future. Wishing everyone a fantastic time at the reunion.
Wow, wonderful, the wonderul memory sharing. Thank you. And nobody's forgetting this BBC. It's lovely to hear from you all. Thank you. So may I now request Mr. Vishwanath Aipoti to share his best memory during his tenure in HCL.
It's good to be here this evening among all the great stalwarts, and it's been a privilege for me to be with HCL. I have worked with HCL from 1983 to 1997. Joined the Hyderabad office straight out of my college as a part of campus recruitment, and was in the instruments division here. We were in the Bashir Bagh office, then moved to the Swapnalo complex building in 1989 or so, and we were here, I was here till 1995, then moved to Bangalore office at St. Mark Road. By the time RTC was already in the other office on the MG Road. We used to call him RTC fondly, and I'm sure most of the old timers know him as RTC. That's how it was. And subsequently I moved to Delhi, HO, then to corporate office. My last assignment was with HCL with Arjun Malhotra, and then I moved out of HCL after 14 years there. But what was the most interesting aspect of my professional career was the first years, 10 years that I spent in Hyderabad. And I believe that now with so much of hype about startups and funding and so on and so forth, I sincerely believe that HCL was the first startup in the true sense of the word, where people like Ajay, Shivnada, Rajun Matra and others started it. And Vaisi Vaidya used to be our boss in the instruments division. I know the kind of enthusiasm that they had, and that drove us to do things that we thought were impossible to achieve in those days with limited resources and of course pressure on the VVC as everyone knows in the group. But it was a great fun, and it was also the time when the defense sector was growing because of the integrated missile development program. We had a lot of these projects coming up in DLRL, DRDL, RCA and so on. We did a lot of business with NRSA, HAL and so on. But the key thing was to keep moving forward. And one thing I would say that we never know what failure was, and we never knew what fear was, because it was some sort of a motto for us, this Star Trek motto, to go where no man has ever gone before. And we achieved success, and I believe it was mostly due to the friendly environment that we had. And I believe for most of it was the first job, so we were more enthusiastic, and that is what laid our foundation for our success in the future. And it's good to see everyone here, and wish everyone a happy and nice evening. Thank you.
Many of the older people are here, and they remember my brief association. I never worked in Hyderabad. I used to be traveling from Chennai to Hyderabad, spend 1 or 2 days. But then whenever I am here for even 2 days, I make my impression on what is going on. So because in HCL, it was a marketing and sales oriented company from the beginning. But we have been in the support business. We have been in the support. So I started my career in Delhi in HCL, and I happened to be installing some of the first early 5 computers. Not the micro 2200. I'm talking about 8C. So the first 8C was installed in a company called Remfree and Sons. Yes. Or the second one was in Sita Travels. I remember all those 5-6 machines, and the kind of struggle engineers used to have. There used to be original machine didn't have a PSU, that external power supply unit that was brought in later and used to heat up and all that, and then we used to have a lot of trouble, but then it was really enjoyable. I mean, the kind of brunt of those early, I have so many of those experiences. It is not the kind of inferiority with the hardware. Because I had some R&D experience somewhere, I used to go and criticize the people. Why this is the cash register, you had a cash register. So micro, or I used to take a micro 2200 and go to Trichur, some Kerala forest research institute, this. So we had a lot of stories, and it's always, good remembering those good old days, like I used to, in fact, these experiences only made me to write a book during, I am not a real author, but then I wrote myself, during this Corona time, morning nothing to do. I thought, okay, let me write my memories of my life memories, and I wrote a book. And I think so many people have read that and said, hey, yes. It's a real, and in fact that is what we are all at the far end of our career, some of you, and some of us are far end of our life also. So what we can do is have more such meetings, and then spend some time remembering, and then doing some social service work and all that, But I am not retired, I still run my company, and I enjoy doing that. So The fundamental thing is Hyderabad was a wonderful place for me. I used to go to RC-Puram, BHCL, and so many companies I used to go. Yeah. So one of the things, why I became an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. How I became entrepreneur. I learned this entrepreneurship from the salespeople of HCL actually. But they didn't have the courage to start their own business, but they were doing always entrepreneurship. So this is the kind of experience I had, and I'm thankful to the organizers to call me. It was a pleasant experience for me to get an invitation to come and attend. I thought, okay, let me come. Let's spend some time. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Your wonderful memories. Now, may I request M. Chandrasekhar sir to please share his wonderful memories associated with HCL.
I spent almost 36 years in HCL. 1984 joined and only one company came over. And when it comes to Hyderabad, we done the first of those projects. Like Manoj Mahanta was there. We did the first airport operation command center, the first in the country, which was done in Hyderabad, and subsequently it was done in Delhi and other places. So there were many projects, of first of its kind was done here, and so it's a great occasion to meet a lot of my old bosses. Mr. Panikar, he was my first boss in HCL when I joined in 1994. Then Mr. Ravi Kapilchetti, Mr. Ajay Chaudhary, Mr. J.V. Ramamurthy, he pushed me to come to office renovation from computer division and get on like this. It's really nice to be here and meeting not many of them after a long time. And I think we should be continuing this in almost all cities of India, so we can meet most of them.
Thank you, Mr. Chandrasekhar. Thank you. Now the office moved to Emerald House. Yeah, can you recollect all your memories here, Park Lane? Yes. Hyderabad was no more area office, it became Southeast Region entity. Heads of region of area offices were.
Yeah, it's a nice gathering for a long time in Hyderabad. I had a long period of working at HCL. I joined it in '87, started my career in Delhi. I came to Hyderabad in 1990 and then worked till '98 in Hyderabad. Then again moved back to Delhi, then went to Bangalore. So I left HCL in 2016 after having joined in 1987. In my entire career, there is no doubt Hyderabad has been one of the best places that I worked and the best teams that I have worked with. I remember when I came to Hyderabad first, my manager was Murli, and Murli was undoubtedly the best manager I have worked with, and he was my mentor in many ways. I remember Murli, he has given me one particular task one day. There was a computer sold by the late J.D.S. Rao to one flour mills in Maidipatnam. Flour mills are the ones they make atta. Okay? Flour mills. He sold one computer, J.D.S. Rao. So I was asked to go and install. So I went and installed that BCP. Okay. And Murli next day told me, hey Sai, you have to go and get AMC from there, advanced AMC. For 5 years. Huh? 5 years. No, I just installed, and next day it said, you have to go and get 5 years AMC. I didn't know what is this. So I went to that office for almost 2 weeks regularly, and ultimately I got there. Ultimately I got. And there are actually 2 floor mills. Okay. 2 brothers, 2 cousins or somebody, and I asked him, I requested him, so why didn't you tell your brother also to give it? And he also gave 5 years. It is a 35,000 rupees those days. Fine. In 1990. So, I mean, that's how I I started my journey in Hyderabad. After that, one of the most important thing that we had is we had a badge called SJSAE badge, okay, which is a 10+2 badge. I don't know how many of you remember. So probably conceptualized by RTC. I don't know.
Naturally.
RTC. And Murli was one of the Sudrakata. And the entire batch of 16 engineers, they came to Hyderabad. So that is one of the best best team that I have worked with. Why I'm telling so proudly is also, all of them are doing very well. Why? They were just 10+2 that time. So they were not having any great qualification. But when they left HCL and today, and one of them, okay, just I'll take the name also, Lakshmina, is today the CEO of Infosys public sector company in US. Okay. So I'm sure you will have to post to LinkedIn. So that's another good satisfaction that I have worked for that. And one more thing, which during the SSO times, that's the time probably we started selling computers. We started selling the hard disk, or we started selling the memory, RAM. But then we went to sell everything. So there is one opportunity that Jagdish identified those days. Okay, that's one. So he got the order for HP K-class. Those days, it's about 1.6 crores if I'm not wrong, Jagdish? Yeah. Okay, 1.6 crores. And when I called TSP saying that I got this order, he just said, don't come to office. RTC will call you. How come Assist was taking this order? He said, don't come to office, you just go. Fortunately, those days no mobiles. So if I'm in office only, he could contact RTC. At home also, there is no landline for me. So for 2 days, I was literally both me and Jagdish escaping from office. So these are some of the good memories that I have. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I now request Mr. P.N. Nayak to please share your wonderful moments, short and sweet, 1 minute crisp.
Happy to be here. And Sai, what you just said is on the sleeve, says celebrating competition. So we used to compete. So yeah, I'll keep it short. I worked from 88 to 2015, and when I joined, Sai was my trainer, and we did the training in Hyderabad. I'm now working with a not-for-profit. I moved into the development sector, and a lot of things that I carried from HCL, it's in our DNA, it's part of me. And anything, if I have to say that there's so much part of HCL and it's part of me now, is empowerment. And at HCL, a wrong decision was okay, but not making a decision was never not okay. I think that's the best thing. Not delaying decisions. A wrong decision once in a while was okay. So I think that's the best learning I had from HCL. Wonderful experience working at HCL. And I'll use this occasion to remember late DSP. He was like a father figure to so many of us in the organization. So much we learned from him. If I just recall, I just want to recall one small thing about TSP. I just got my new car, and TSP was driving me in the car. And we stopped at a petrol gas station, and I was sitting in the car and got petrol filled in my car. And when we drove out of there, TSP was very upset, saying, how can you do that? You can get cheated, you have to get out of the car. so we would go into that kind of details. Yeah. So yeah, very happy to be here, meeting so many of you after 7-8 years now. So yeah, thank you everybody.
Thank you, sir, thank you. And here we go, the office then moved from Emerald House to Swapnaloka Complex, SG Roads. The monks who joined the team HCL during 91 and 95. May I request all of you to raise your hands, ladies and gentlemen, to a big round of applause. We are waiting for Srinivas Rao, who's known for his immense contribution. Mr. K.M. Raju and Mr. R. Vijay Kumar, Mr. S. Ram, Mr. C.H. Ravi Kumar, Mr. Vijay Raghavan, Mr. Nandakishore, Mr. Vijay Kumar, Mr. L. Venkatesh. Okay, please, once again I request all of you to please put your hands together. At the same time, may I request Mr. K. Srinivas Rao to please come forward and share his moment in a short and sweet.
Good evening, everyone. Happy to be here. I joined HCL in '92. I actually got a call from Anuj that there was a position for a sales manager. And I had an interview with Ajay Singh, I think the same week. And I think what gave me good understanding of what was coming was an interview that was scheduled with ORS at about 6:30. And I ended up leaving the office that day after interacting with ORS at 10:30 in the evening. And that's when I realized that I was ready for what was coming. And I spent from '92 until '99. I used to manage the large accounts in Southeast entity, BHCL, NMDC, HMT, HAL, APTS with Anand, BSNL. In fact, I was fortunate to go with a few customer calls with Ajay to BSNL as well as APTS. And thereafter, actually, I was one of the fortunate few who got an opportunity to move to the US to work with Ravi. This was when the PSO was getting integrated with HCL Tech. So very briefly, Ravi, I don't know if you remember the Tyson Square office. It was just the two of us. We used to be, trying to set up that whole business at that point in time. So I had a great time, and whatever is the professional DNA that I have today is thanks to HCL. And I think passing out of the HCL Sales University, I don't think there's a better place than HCL for somebody to be a sales professional or a seller. Thank you very much.
Wonderful, wonderful, well said. May I now request Mr. K.M. Raju to share his views on this wonderful short and grips.
So Srinivas and me, we joined on the same day, and our boss was Ajay Singh, who was in Mumbai. And we had a few days of training, and then Ajay said, you go and meet a customer, Aguna Finance. So I said, yeah, I'll go ahead. And I gave my card. The guy called me quickly. He said, come inside. And before HCL, I used to work for ICIL. Unknown company. They make mainframes. So when I worked at ICIL, when I produced my card to any customer, they would never encourage me. They would never allow me inside the office. They said, who are you? I was very thrilled. I said, yeah, HCL ka card diya to entry mil gaya. There must be something. Then the guy said, who sent you? I said, Ajay Singh sent me. Oh, why he couldn't come himself? So I don't know. He said, what's wrong? I said, please come inside. He took me to the room, the EDP room that they used to have, a computer and a printer. I said, you guys supplied a computer and a printer. The printer is a Godrej printer that is not working. And you have come all the way to collect the money from me? He took me off and then I went back to the office and I put a long face. And Jay gave me a look. And I could figure out from that look, this is baptism, but welcome to HCL. So that's how I started my journey. Spent 5 years there. I used to interact with Ravindra Muchetti quite often. I remember sometimes there was a lot of pressure on sales and collections. So much so that I would go to the STD booth outside the SBH office, very close to Stanley College, and I had to call RTC every 1 hour and tell him what's happening. And then after call Ajay Singh and tell him what's happening. So those was fun, and I think HCL teaches people about how to do business. So much that today that when I meet a person on a business call, I can quickly gauge whether that guy is a real buyer or is wasting time or not. So I think that sense, I think HCL taught, and that has kept me in good stead. and I'm happy to meet all the people here and wish everyone a good new year. Thank you.
Thank you. May I request now Mr. R. Vijay for his wonderful moments in this era of HCL.
Morning to all of you. This is Vijay Kumar. I joined in the year 1995. Mr. Ranganathan recruited me. I worked all over Karnataka as well as Goa. In the year 2002, November 22nd, I got a call from Mr. Javier. He said that we will be in Hyderabad next day. That day happens to be a Sunday. We had a review board in the HCL developer office. So from there on, there is no look back. We are doing extremely well. I think we have been appreciated and we did a good job. So in the year 2016, I completed 22 years in HCL. Then I decided that I should do something on my own. I moved out of HCL, and during this 22 years HCL, I had a lot of learnings, and the HCL DNA is very strong. I would say that HCL taught us not many good things. We can go and survive wherever, even if you go to a desert, you can go and survive. That is the culture we have been created here, and thanks a lot.
Thank you. May I request now Mr. S. Sriram. Thank you, sir. Mr. S. Sriram to share your wonderful moments. Short and sweet, 1 minute, please.
Hello, my name is Sriram. While I know quite a few, there are a lot of people here whom I have not known. So it was a wonderful experience working at HCL. I actually joined in 1992 February in the Hyderabad region. As a sales executive, then I moved to Chennai. I was posted in Chennai. I was there for about 10 years. And again in the year 2006, I came back to Hyderabad as a region head. It was a wonderful experience working here. HCL has taught us so many things, and we still carry HCL on our sleeve, on our shoulders, wherever we go. So I would treat this as a wonderful time to actually be meeting all of you here. There are a lot of things actually to talk, so but then I don't want to be talking here about what all has happened, but we'll be meeting and maybe discussing a lot of things during this evening. And it's a wonderful time to be in HCL, and I will cherish, and I'm sure everybody will cherish their memories of HCL. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Now we have moved to HCL Frontline Solutions, was formed in Hyderabad in 1996. The founders of FSL were JTBS Rao and Mr. U. Balasubramaniam, sir. So we request Mr. U. Balasubramaniam to share his best moment of this era with HCL. In short and sweet.
Hi, old monks. How many of you have noticed our logo has changed? From old monks, we have now become gold monks. That's the first change all of you should welcome. Because old monks, everybody thinks we are doing only old monk rum, because those days in HCL, when I joined in 83, everybody was favorite of old monk rum. So I think we all graduated from old monks.
I still drink.
We also drink, sir. We also drink. But we changed from old monks to gold monks. So let's welcome gold monks.
Gold label.
Point number one.
Gold label. Gold label.
Yeah.
Father, you forgot to tell the copyright restrictions.
We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. I joined in 83 HCL. Balasubramaniam, it was made in the training program. They said we can't type so big. I'm from South. They said we'll shortly make it Bala. After that, it was all Bala. Hyderabad, I was in Bangalore first when I joined HCL. Then I moved to Hyderabad. In 1983, when I moved to Hyderabad, then 84, S.L. Kumar was my boss. We were handling a transaction called National Institute of Nutrition. Why I'm saying this is, we went to Gandhi Medical College. Most of the new people may not be knowing, sir. We had collaboration with UP state government. HCL, when they started as Hindustan Computers Limited, we had a collaboration with UP State Electronics Corporation. With Afghan was almost like our sister concern. 84, there was a gas tragedy in Bhopal, Union Carbide. I hope people remember it. So ICMR was setting up a center. So I was handling National Institute of Nutrition in Hyderabad, which was a part of ICMO. So they took us from here based on our service and support. So myself and Kumar, we cockroached to Bhopal. We backed the order against Upfront. We installed the entire center there. Our computers were installed. And Ravi went to Guntur with JTBS to get a tobacco board order. We all met in, it was a Sunday, we all met in the afternoon. I think Ashok Jain was also there. So they brought grapes they were coming. So I told Ravi and Ashok Jain, grapes are sweet. Told this, it was a 14 lakh order tobacco board, and ours was around 8 to 8.5 lakh order. So Ravi and Ajay said, Ashok Jain said, Ashok Jain.
Ashok Jain was not there that day.
He was not there, but when he spoke to him, he said grapes, even sour grapes will taste good when you get such orders. One day we bagged around 20 lakhs orders those days. Subsequently, I moved to Vizag. We bagged a big order of Vizag steel plant, all India order. Then I moved to Bangalore, Ravi was there. And one day I used to stay very close to Ravi Ajay. Normally with ORS culture in Vizag, we used to work late night. Ravi says, close the shop at 7:30, you should meet me at 4. So he told me, Ajay is putting pressure here, there is 2710, HP 710. HCL Hewlett Packard, where you will sell this? I told him, don't worry, Ravi, we will sell it. Nobody was convinced. Even Ajay had come on the call. We went to Nimhans. So there we sold HP 710, we Twitter made a call. One we sold in Nimhans, other one we sold in Bagalkot, an engineering college in Bagalkot. 2 HP 710s. And Vectras were launched. I was handling scientific education research segment, we sold the Vectras also. So I came back to Hyderabad. Then FSL operations were closed here. We have taken out FSL operations. Myself and JDBS, we have taken out these operations. I am very sorry to state that JDBS has passed away last year. We started these operations. We launched a system called VCP. The campaign was never before, never again, at 19,995. And we made us strong in the market. While HCL Infinite was addressing corporate, we were addressing the retail. That was a big stock. Then we had also launched the Bean stock. It so happened one of the other computer companies tried to play dirty business. We punched them. End of the day, the company was closed. PCL, you remember, sir. Our project was codenamed Octopus. Most of them may not be aware. That's why I'm sharing with you. Octopus was the project which we launched where PCL had to close the shop. Then I worked also in HCL Lorry, along with JVR, with Mr. Kumar, back a lot of orders. So FSL was a revolution we did at Hyderabad. We have appointed about 40 channel partners to move the computers. We were selling about 300 computers a month, VCP and Bean stock, and also Toshiba laptops. So no one can forget the HCL experience. Once you are HCI, for lifetime you are HCI. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now we move on to the monks who joined Team HCL during 96-2000. May I request them to please put your hands together and go for a wonderful big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. May I request Mr. Shashank Kuna to please share your memories in short and sweet, very crispy way. Very short. To expand the entity in Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, West Bengal and 7 states of Northeast. True sense, the entity became Southeast entity. We move on. Monks who joined the Team HCL during 2001-2005. May I request all of you to please put your hands together for this and a big round of applause. May I request Mr. B. Srinivas Reddy to please cherish himself and share the golden moments of his era.
One moment. Different people actually lived in HCL at different times. Okay, this is the period
we had the competition from internal HCL. I'll narrate one small incident. It's a real incident. I don't know that. I think me and Srivats, with our account manager, maybe they did. We went to one college, where some 300 piece requirement was there. I think Narayanama College. Okay. So it was a bid. People have submitted the bids. We went for the negotiation. Okay. Then we went there. There was one bid from DSO. Infinity. There were 4 bids from Frontline, 4 different dealers, and another Infinity from SSO. Okay, we all had meetings. We came out. Then we see one Wipro friend, So the negotiation committee came out. He said, "Sir, what happened? You are not calling us. No, you have not submitted HCLPC. If you submit, we will consider it." Thank you, everyone. Looking forward to a great evening.
Devjit Basu, please, to share your nostalgic moment.
So I had no idea I was supposed to speak, so I didn't have a speech ready. But I think, I have loads of funny moments, let's not get there. I was with DSO till about 2001, from 2001 to 2004. And my last role, I retired out of corporate life in 2016. And I was with Ola, I was a sales director there. And from then onwards, I took a completely different path. Right now, I have my school of music. Right? Yeah, so which is very, very different. And I think in all the roles I've played after HCL, the biggest learning has been, I know BBC is made fun of, but this entire thing of growing something and handling everything end to end is the biggest learning that I've had in HCL. And I think that came into play and helped me when I actually found my own company. This entire thing of, I went back to doing cold calls, I went back to doing the collection, billing and everything and all that. And so that's pretty much it. And I still remember the good old days of working with Srivats, Manoj and everybody. I think, the most important thing what HCL was known for is the spirit of, camaraderie, right? We had BSR from, as BSR rightly said, we had BSR from finance sales helping me in a sales in my vertical. I don't think I've seen this kind of camaraderie and teamwork after I left HCL in different sales organizations. I've worked with Schneider, I've worked with Dell, and I was with Ola. But I think I still miss that. So thank you very much, and I look forward. And anybody wanting to learn music, your kids and all that, please look me up.
Thank you so much. We move on to the moms who joined team. Our techno lady, please share us your golden moments.
Good evening, everyone. As usual, I'm the only woman in the infra space, so I think I've gotten used to it now. HCL, I would say, the best memory, or not the best memory, but what led me to join here. When I entered, Sai obviously took my interview on phone. Then I walked into the office. I walked from a jazzy, fully air-conditioned, nice office in Bangalore to our number 44 HCL Infosystems, and my first impression was, should I be joining here? This office is different. Then later I felt, okay, let me go. So the main reason for me to join here is one is Sai and second is Badran. He said it's a half an hour interview and it went on for 2 hours, and then I think that's the best decision I have taken, joining HCL. Because it has taught me a lot of things, and the important thing which it has taught me is, it may sound, I don't know what to say, but stakeholder management, both internal as well as external. So, it helps me a lot to deal with people within my organization as well as customers, partners, analysts, everyone. So, what I am today is something which I give the entire credit to HCL. My career shaping, and I proudly tell people I'm from HCL, and I correct when people say, yes, I'm from HCL Infosystems. Many people in our corporate world or today's world, when we say, they think twice while saying HCL Infosystems. They wanted to be branded as they work for HCL Technologies. I take the pride in telling them that, I work for HCL,
Thank you, that was really wonderful. We move on to HCL has started his own training center at Hyderabad located at Hardware Technology Park. Can you recollect something there? Yes. The customer support team. Over the decades of Southeast entity wear, please put your hands together for them. Now may I request Mr. C.T. Bajran to please share his view. Mr. M. Chandrasekhar.
Hey, JBR, yeah?
Now, the commanders who led the Southeast entity during this era of 5 decades. Now, may I request Dr. O.R.S. Rao to share his experience and Mr. Joby John. Mr. Joby John, can you share your golden moment in a short and crispy way?
It's going to be too much.
It's so many years.
Great to be here. I joined HCL in 1990. My offer letter my appointment letter has Mr. Panikar's name, where I was to report to him. Campus interview conducted by JVR. Remembering the standard question, what is what and who is what. Subsequently, I came to know that everyone who has attended an interview with JVR had the standard question of who is what and what is what. So then, spending initial years in South Chennai and Trichy, then came here in 2006, took the region's operations from Badran. Many great moments, like people were telling about, we cannot forget the BBC term. JVR's reviews used to be like night 10:30, he will make a check on the collection status. And next day morning again at time 6:30 he will again call and ask, what is the status of collection this particular year. So I used to wonder initially, what is this? What update? Then I knew this is the system which where he does the PR follow-up. And there are many great incidents which we can recollect. Like here in Hyderabad, between 2010 and 17, we had some of the best years where we even had the best of booking, the best of collection, best of service revenue performance, many things which we were able to do. Great team at that time here, and as many of us mentioned here, like that is something which we have learned in HCL that has helped us throughout, because as here what we learned here is not just handling, I agree, we don't just handle our external customers, we handle our internal customers, we handle our internal functions, be part of every operation, every function. So great to be here once again, thanks very much. Okay, let's enjoy the evening. Thank you.
Shall we move on to the Trustworthy boundaries? May I request now Mr. J.V. Ramamurthy, the aeronautics man who joined HCL and became Goldmarks, to share his best reminiscence during his tenure with HCL.
I joined in 31st August in 1988, and Mr. Panikar was my boss. I started off with a very different type of experience. When I joined from defense aeronautics side to HCL. And one side, my scale was how much I can spend. So how much of budget I have, how much I can blow it up within the year. That was my tenure, just HCL to HAL. When I came, this is how much of revenue you have to earn rather than how much you can spend. So that was a very different level of thinking. And also when I came, Mr. P.N. Ramesh was already there in Hyderabad, and I was told by Mr. Panikar that you have to come. TSP said you should come one day. When Teco came, already Mr. P.N. Ramesh was there and he was heading it. So we had a difficult situation where we did not know how to handle, because this is a typical confusion. So we sat together one evening and discussed out that we will coexist, and we will, I'm sure one of us will get pushed out, and it happened true, and he was posted to the bar. We still remain as good friends. That is one thing, and also during my tenure in HCL, Hyderabad, the APS service was one of the biggest growth factor, and a lot of unique machines, and also computerization, and level of conductors and bus drivers used to do their own data entry and putting it in various things. One of the funniest thing I can remember is one day, one evening, rather late, early hours, one computer was down, so I used to get a call at home saying that there was a call, down, and everything, the server is down, so everything is. So finally we found one double-decker coming to pick up a CE and then going to the outstationing place for attending that. So this was going on, so APSRTC was one of the biggest things, and followed by several other things like government organizations, etc. were there. So then when we moved on to Delhi, we had a very different type of experience. I think Sanjay Chaudhary will say, I was handling Nokia, and he used to say, don't waste my time. I know you will not meet your numbers. Don't send any messages. Don't. At the end of the month or end of the quarter, you tell me just whether you met the numbers or not. Invariably, you won't. So that is how it went on for 3 years. So we did not have. From there onwards, we understood that that is not the way we have to play the game. So we changed the policy. We tweaked the policy from operator-driven to distributor-driven, and from there we moved on with 134,000 dealers across on 14,000 towns, and we were having 76% market share. And monthly we were doing 1,000 crores, and I used to send him 6 messages. First message was mine, like Mr. Jobijan was saying, what is the last message and morning. So last message was mine. After that, early morning message, and we changed the entire thing. And so there are basically so many things, and also he was kind enough, or was believed that we can do many things, though we hit headlines. One of the things that I can still remember is Air Force Net. We hit the headlines on the paper, on the second page or third page. HCL Infosystems under scrutiny because of Air Force Net contract. And then there's nothing wrong, but then we understood that it was a fight between two MNCs, the changes in technology, and we were in the middle of crossfire. But we were able to get it, we were able to put 156 Air Force stations, etc. And then we went on to move. And the single thing which we can think about it is we made a largest system integration projects, especially Commonwealth Games, where the penalty was as high as about 36 lakhs for 5 minutes downtime, and 1.5 crores for 1 afternoon, and then it multiplies. And we were wondering whether how we will save the order, or how we will save the uptime, because it was distribution. Our broadcast rights were given to 38 countries, and I wanted to say happily that we did not pay 1 rupee also. We came out of it free. So that was the team spirit with which we worked. Though there were heavy rains, etc. And also after that we have done a lot of other many projects. One of them is UIDI. I still remember 4 big trunk boxes of code was sent to submit it, and 3 to 4 boxes, because we have to send 3. So we were sending in 3 different directions, 3 different timings, to see to it that the code reaches at that thing. And nobody went. Last 4 days before the code was stitched, nobody went home for 4 days, and then we did it. I still remember our nostalgic with Anasuru. We used to have till 12 o'clock, because whenever we selling Simple used to come into our picture, they used to run short of the numbers. So Nokia used to ask us to lift further numbers. So luckily he was always, Nokia was always saying, if they say even oral commitment, they mean it. And they did it all through, and that was one of the things. In fact, one of the happiest thing is we had so many factories. We had 3 factories in Pondicherry, 2 factories in Madras, and 1 factory in Rudrapur, etc. And then we did a lot of other things. And I'm really happy the HCL management, 2 of the promoters are the awardees of Padma Bhushan. I think not many organizations can Sajay Chaudhary is here amongst us, and Mr. Shivnadar was the one earlier. And today it is really nice to see whether HCL concerts or we established it, and the entire diplomatic community in Delhi knows what is HCL concerts or what is that we were doing it before Independence Day and before Republic Day, where we used to call bigger artists or the seasoned artists and call all the various diplomats and various secretaries to the government of India, etc. So we really built the team, etc. Thank you very much, and very nice to see the thought and the presence of this presence. It makes all the more formidable success in this gold marks. Thank you.
Thank you for really cherishable moments. Now stand in your places and pay respect. Let us pay homage. Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen.
HCL, an ode to the world where togetherness rules, where every pillar of success stands on the strong foundations of cooperation. A world of change where global interdependence is no more an exception. It has become a convention. HCL transcending boundaries, building bridges of confidence. From revolutionizing education to e-governance and BFSI, our global expansion, especially into the high-potential markets of Africa, Middle East and Southeast Asia, have been accelerated further by our strategic international acquisitions in those markets. Sharing ideas and reaching out, bringing great minds together, seeking solutions to transform the world of business. HCL Infosystems.
Wow, thank you so much. Let's offer here in Hyderabad. Now may I request Mr. Ravi Tambuchetti, a driving force to Southeast entity, to share his nostalgic memories associated with HCL, the entity.
Good evening, everybody. Today actually is a very special day for me because it was very sweet of Anand Suru, Bala and Sudhakar to invite me to come to this function. As I listen to all of you speaking on all your various experiences that you've had with HCL, it leads me to wonder that there is something that is beyond the hard work, beyond the loyalty, beyond the spirit of wanting to succeed. This is something wanting to succeed. There's some kind of magic in the air today, and there's something magic in HCL. I don't know what it is, but it could be that all of us, all of us, there's a time and place for everything. We work at a certain age, we work at a certain time, but this particular company, HCL, for me, and I've been associated from 1980, and it's Ajay who interviewed me at the first time in 1980 before he left for Singapore. And there is something that no other company has got. I too had worked in other companies abroad, as well as other companies here, but HCL was something different. I think one issue was that our whole spirit of totally being good, of totally being, not subjugated, but totally being absorbed into HCL, the HCL culture. Culture is what we all make it. It's not culture that comes from outside. It's not imported culture. The other part I think I want to bring to your attention is, we were very fortunate to have 6 unique founders. I've heard of many companies have formed, and the founders have, have all split, and things have happened. But this company had 6 fantastic founders. And all of us, the most wonderful feature I think we all noticed was these founders, they were accessible, they were friendly, they at times listened to us, and they took pains for us to be part of the family. I think that is a wonderful thing, and I would like us all to give a standing ovation to Ajay, the only founder that is with us, and the most loved founder in HCL. All of you must know HCL, when Ajay took over the reins of HCL.
400.
Is it billing or collection? He took it to a 12,000 crore company. Massive. So I think it's wonderful, and it's coming here. I retired 18 years ago, and it feels so much like being like the family, all of you together. It's something very unique. I can't explain it. It's in my heart. As far as HCL Hyderabad is concerned, I was involved in 1984 in HCL Hyderabad, and actually Ajay was looking after geographical south, and it got carved up into portions, and I was reporting to a guy called Dhruv Chand. He's a very nice person, and first he inducted me into this region. I think that's the time I met Ajay Singh, Bala and Sudhakar, and we had come to see that complex, and that was quite a difficult place. and I was also asking, what is this particular smell in the place? I don't want to say that to Ajay, but it was quite overpowering. So I thought to myself, everybody was saying that let's get out of this place. We can't function in this place. HCL, we don't survive on good English. We only survive on performance. So I said, let's do something. And that's when the tobacco order came. Tobacco board order came. And that was a phenomenal order. We had no area sales manager here. And it was only these 4 gentlemen, J.T. Rao, Ajay Singh, Bala, and Sudhakar. And it's they who standardized the whole thing. And of course, I went to Kotoor and got this order. And it's a wonderful order. I think it was 12 crores, if I'm not mistaken, and it was spread over 40 centers. And we were actually doing a service. We were actually doing the auction service. And after we got the order, initial reporting of the order, big problems how to DPR this order. Because it was not even a full hardware order, it was software. And that's when Mr. Nada got involved in this order. We called Mr. Raman, and then we got Chandamurti, was there, all of them got. And it was a tremendous success. Why bring up this? It showed something wonderful, that even without an area sales manager, without a particular head, we were able to pull together this clear thing. And I think that is one thing that distinguishes the Hyderabad operations from the other operations. So with that, I thank you all once again for inviting me, and let's have a wonderful evening tonight.
It's really so nice to be here today and to look at such familiar places. So many familiar faces. And yes, I did forget the names somehow for a few of the people, but as people started to go around the room, I started to recall the names and recall what they did for the company. I think all of you, bar none, created HCL and created the magic, as Ravi calls it. It's the magic that we all created together. And this magic was not just created out of air, it was created out of real hard work. And today when I meet a lot of kids and they come and talk to me and they say, I want to talk to you about work-life balance. मैंने कहा ये होता क्या है? So this work-life
work-life balance hota kya? So I said, either you love your work or you don't. If you love your work, there's nothing called work-life balance. So this nonsense that I see today in the new generation, the millennials and all these people, whatever they are called, you know, this whole concept didn't exist in MC. If you didn't work 24 hours, you were not working. There's no concept. And Xavier always used to say, either we are or you are. So those kind of things we really succeeded in doing. And I think if I look at the history, when I started HCL South and then Bangalore, Coimbatore, Hyderabad, I mean, it was such a wonderful period. I used to travel from Madras to Hyderabad by bus 16 bloody hours. And that's all what we could afford. And that's how we started Hyderabad. So it's you know, you still remember each and every part of what you created, brick by brick, that we created HCL. And South was, when I started South Madras, I still remember, for first 6 months, we had zero business. Zero business. And so, Arjun brings me up and says, what the hell are you guys doing? I mean, you don't know how to sell? Okay, I'm going to sell this fellow from Bombay. His name was Talwar. Talwar Saab was the regional manager of Bombay. And he had come from IBM. So everybody used to think, he knows how to sell. So he was brought to Madras to tell us how to sell. So once we finished that discussion, we gave a long lecture of how to sell this, that. And when he finished, he went away. I called the whole team together and I said, if you guys could listen to this character for 6 hours, I think I really feel sad for you that you guys listen to this guy. If I don't see business this month, I'll kill all of you. And we never looked back. We became the highest revenue region in the country. And that's how South was created. And South always maintained that. I mean, if you wanted to sell the first, every model of our products was sold in the South first. No question. And Coimbatore used to take the lead. Yeah. So that is how we created HCL from really nothing. If I go back and look at where we started, 1.86 lakhs, 6 of us put together. And today, the company is pretty much close to $14 billion. So it's all about what I talk about in my book also, and I talk about very often with people. A is greater than R. My guru, Dr. C.K. Prahlad taught me this. A is greater than R. If you have the aspiration, resources will happen. And that's really what HCL was. We created HCL out of nothing. And that's what I feel so proud about. And as I was transitioning out of HCL, I told Shiv Nadar that, look, I think I told him in 2010 that I want to do something different. So I transitioned out, and what did I get when I was transitioning out? These guys gave me the biggest order of HCL, UID. That was my parting gift. And that was the largest order in the history of the company. So, you know, it's something to really, really remember that these are the kind of things that HCL did and how we created so many things. And Hyderabad is also very special for me because I was the founder chairman of IIT Hyderabad. And I started IIT Hyderabad from scratch. We had nothing. And again, one of the things that we did so uniquely was this was the only IIT and continues to be the only IIT that has a minor in entrepreneurship. And I used to come here every year and I taught here for 7 years. Okay, and I used to drive all the way to IIT Hyderabad over weekends, and I used to come here for 18 hours teaching. So it's a great thing for me that Tomorrow, they've invited me to be the chief guest for their technology day, IIT Hyderabad, and I still remain very deeply connected with that institute. And then after that, I went in to create IIIT Naya Raipur, again from scratch. And within 5 years, we took it to a stage where we could get 100% placement. So, can you imagine that was an institute 6 years ago, we started AI and data science BTech. So those kind of interesting things we did. So learning from HCL, I took it to education. I took it to startups. I have invested in 70 startups till now. And I took it to continue to work with the government. So having worked during all my period of creating the electronics industry, you'll be happy to know that when we created Epic Foundation, me and Arjun said, we need to bring back HCL. And so we called it, in brackets, HCL 3.0. So that is what Epic Foundation is. We are going to bring back the glory of electronic products in this country. And I managed to get a task force set up for the country in which we have recommended that we must design and make our own products. This whole nonsense of trading of products, which got started later after we sort of vacated the hardware business of HCL, has to stop. So I think that's my dream. My dream is to make India an electronic hardware product nation. And my dream is that as a country, we must move towards products, because we've lost a lot of ground after we decided to get out of hardware. And I feel so sorry that at the wrong time we got out of hardware. Absolutely the wrong time. Today, there's so much happening in hardware. There's so much PLI. All these kind of schemes are there today, which we could have really made HCL a global hardware company. But don't forget, we were one of only company out of this country that took hardware to Singapore to sell and took hardware to America to sell. We are the only company. Nobody else has done it. So this is one of those things that I feel so sorry about, that we are out of hardware. But anyway, that's life. And now I have 5 months ago, somebody very senior in the government called me up and said, look, we are starting the National Quantum Mission. And we need somebody from hardware. And therefore, we've decided to take you to be the chairperson of this. So it's a great honor for me that the country has given me an opportunity to now create a quantum computer in India. We are actually going to make a quantum computer in India. It'll take us time, but we'll get there. And I have to drive a 6,000 crore project, which is not a joke, within the government system. So I have to learn how to make government work. But anyway, we've done a lot of business with government, so I understand how to give respect to people. In my board, there are 6 senior secretaries who come into the meetings. Department of Space, Secretary. Department of Defense, Secretary. Departments of IT, Department of Science and Technology, and so on. Can you imagine, around my table are sitting 6 senior secretaries, and I have to make sure that they don't feel bad working with me. Despite the fact that I'm chairman, I cannot not give them respect. As their IAS. And if I don't give them respect, I'm sure I will lose. So it's a very new journey for me, but something that I believe I will enjoy. And someday, when I create my first quantum computer, I'll write to all of you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Now I request Mr. Anand Swarup to facilitate our guest of today's wonderful evening, Dr. Ajay Chowdhury. Please put your hands together. I request Dr. Ajay Chowdhury to please take our honor.
आजा जिंदे शामी आने के तले, आजा जरी वाले नीले आसमाने के तले। जय हो, जय हो। आजा आजा जिंदे शामी आने के तले, आजा जरी वाले नीले आसमाने के तले।